Hello and welcome to the Tuesday, July 5th, 2022 Jefferson County Board of Education organizational meeting. If those present could please stand as they're able and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I am very excited, not necessarily to be holding this gavel, not my favorite thing, but I am very excited to see the democratic process at work. One of the things that school systems exist for is to educate another generation of citizens so that they can participate in democracy and all that we hold dear. So it is with great pleasure that I have a few folks to introduce to you. First and foremost among our newly elected board members, Ms. Carmen Bratton. So if you'd like to make a statement, Ms. Bratton.
Sure, thank you. I am actually elated and honored to take this position. This is a journey on an educational, professional level that my family has taken. So, I'm following the footsteps of my family, the ones who have come and the ones who have gone. And I thank our community for trusting me and voting for me to work with my fellow board members to continue to make changes as we need to, and to vote on policies and make changes as we need to. And I look forward to working with our students, parents, and staff and bringing the unity to our community, because our children are our priority, because we are developing champions for life. So thank you all, and I look forward to working with you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, ma'am. Next, I'd like to introduce Ms. Laurie Ogden. Ms. Ogden, if you have a statement you'd like to make.
Just very quickly want to say thank you to the community and to all the people who, whether you supported me or not, who were civil and kind and were able to even just bat around ideas and thoughts. Was really, really helpful to get some really good information. Very thankful for the 8 years that I've served. I look forward to giving 12 years of service and working hard to make Jefferson County Schools the best place that it can be. So thank you again for voting, period, and taking that not lightly, but making that something a priority, that was a priority. And thank you to the students who work really, really hard in our school to make Jefferson County Schools shine, and to all the staff that work really, really hard and go above and beyond, and for all the parents that are supportive and really make our school system what it is. So look forward to 4 more years and look forward to serving with our new board member as well. And got a lot more work to do. So onward and upward. Here we go.
Thank you, ma'am. And last but not least, Miss Kathy Skinner.
Thank you. I just want to take a moment to thank the community for trusting us for another 4 years. I believe that we have really done some great things over the past 8 years, but we're not done. And I'm looking forward to continuing to do great things for the next 4 years. Jefferson County Schools is a superb school system. I'm extremely proud of every single person that works for Jefferson County School System, and for the community for trusting us with your children. That's your most prized asset in the world. And for you to trust us with them is just beyond words. So just thank you very much for the honor of being able to serve again.
Thank you very, very much. I can appreciate that we have some wonderful citizens who are so giving of their time and their efforts. This is a difficult business. They take it very, very seriously, and having seen them up close, both during the campaign and the works over the years, I can assure Jefferson County citizens, you have an exemplary board. And not only have we made gains, but as we grow during these times, we will continue to be an exemplary school system with these folks at the helm. So with that said, I would like to bring forth Miss Laura Storm, who is our Jefferson County Circuit Clerk, for the swearing-in ceremony.
Hi, good evening, and thank you again for this honor. And it truly is an honor that I do cherish when election season comes around. My 3 children all graduated from Jefferson County schools. So I'm proud to say that and will continue to say that. So if I could have our 3 newly elected board members, please stand and raise your right hand. Repeat after me, please. Please state your name.
I, Carmen Taylor Bratton,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of West Virginia,
and the Constitution of the State of West Virginia,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of member
the duties of member
of the Jefferson County Board of Education
of the Jefferson County Board of Education
to the best of my skill and judgment.
to the best of my skill and judgment.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you.
They need a pen? Need a pen? Do you need a pen? Oh. Okay. Oh, we do that. Okay, certainly. We just need to have our ones up top. Okay, great. So now that we have 5 fully fledged, legally sworn in board members, the next step is we need the election of a president to lead this august body. So at this time, I will open it up to the board for nominations for president of the Jefferson County Board of Education.
I'd like to make a motion or nominate myself for president of the board.
I'll
Okay.
second that motion.
Donna Joy, nomination, Ms. Carmen Taylor Bratton, second. Okay. Any other nominations?
I'd like to nominate Kathy Skinner for president of the Jefferson County Board of Education.
Okay. Second. Okay. You guys talk right faster than I write. Okay. Any other nominations? Okay. So I don't believe that you have discussion when you just vote. Okay, so I'll call the vote. Donna Joy as Jefferson County Board of Education President. Aye.
Oh, aye.
I,
Kathy Skinner.
Aye.
Okay. That's 3-2. Ms. Skinner, congratulations. You are now the president of the Jefferson County Board of Education. I'm happy to relinquish that role and you can move forth with the election of the vice chair.
Thank you very much. Next, we have the vice chair. Is there a nomination for vice chair?
I'd like to nominate Carmen Taylor Bratton.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. Are there any other nominations?
That's an on one. I think so, the job.
And I'll second that. All in. So we have 2 nominations right now.
No, I just didn't hear who she said.
Oh,
Oh,
Mark
Mark.
Osborne.
Okay.
All right, so the 2 candidates right now are Donna and Mark.
No, it's
So-
Carmen and
Oh,
Mark.
I'm sorry, Carmen and Mark. All in favor of Carmen Bratton, say aye.
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 All in favor of Mark Osborne, say aye. Aye. All right, so that's 3-2. Congratulations, Mr. Osborne. All right, the next thing we need to do is set the date, time, and place of our meetings. Currently, we're the 2nd and 4th Monday of the month at 7 p.m. here at Washington High School. Are there any comments or suggestions?
I have some comments. I think that it's not fair to the rest of the county that our board meetings are always held at Washington High School. I think that we should at least do some at the other high school, if not other schools in the county where there's an auditorium, so that, you know, people that don't have transportation, maybe they could attend. It just doesn't seem fair to always have the board meetings in one particular part of the county.
Okay, are there any other comments on the date and the time?
I would like to say that, I would like to see it move to 6 o'clock versus 7 o'clock. And the day is fine.
Okay. I've actually gotten some requests to move it earlier as well, because we do have a lot of staff that actually attend in person. And since March of 2020, when we started with COVID, we have been doing Zoom meetings, and we have had pretty great participation by Zoom for those that can't, excuse me, that can't make it. So is there any other?
A point of order, aren't the regular board meetings supposed to be in the county seat?
I don't know why I'm standing up, but there's no mic. Yes, there was previously a requirement that school board meetings had to be held in the county seat. That's no longer a requirement. The board has the ability to. Their meetings outside of the county seat.
Thank you.
But yes, that was a long standing on the books.
One of the issues with that would be the Zoom capability, because we have that established here.
It is quite a technical undertaking for us to be able to have Zoom capability, the recordings, the mics, the setup. And one of the reasons that we came here is we have seen an increase in participation, positive. All participation, quite frankly, is good participation, whether you're for or against. I want you here, I want you involved in the process. And we had received any complaints at the school board office that it was just too small. This is the largest space that we have where we can have as many people who want to be a part of the process. Actually, they can be up there on the stage, they can be recognized by their families. We have plenty of parking, we have plenty of security, much more secure building, and it is a much more accessible building. It is one of the newest buildings that we have, and it has a number of accessibility features that others do not. There is nothing to preclude the board from holding special meetings at other locations. We have in the past, when we've done things like redistricting, we've gone to the school that's being affected and had a special meeting there.
And calendar
However,
meetings
Ma'am?
and calendar meetings
And
and
calendar meetings, yes, ma'am. So we do occasionally move them for special circumstances. But yes, to move them frequently would engender a pretty significant amount of scrambling technology wise on our part.
What about 6 months at Jefferson, 6 months at Washington? Because Jefferson is a much bigger auditorium.
We function at the will of this board. number one, if you're going to move things, you need to communicate very, very well with people. They get into a habit, you invite them to the board meeting like tonight, and it was, oh, did you let Ms. Storm know that it's here and not just the board office people, that you do something being in the place. So if you're going to make changes, you need to communicate very often and very consistently. And once again, accessibility for us is electronic. We have hundreds of people. We actually mapped out for the last year, every single meeting, how many people watch, how long they watch, so that we know. And we have hundreds and hundreds of people that this is how they access the meeting. So for you to be able to keep that access.
Can you
So
not
I-
do that at Jefferson? Can you not do that at Jefferson?
We can reproduce this at Jefferson. All this just has to be taken down, and then we have to reset it all up at Jefferson.
Well, I
Right,
just,
so if we do it, I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
but if we do it for 6 months here and 6 months at Jefferson, then after the 6 months is over here at Washington, then we just take down whatever equipment we need to take down. And we take it to Jefferson and we do it there for 6 months. And we just make sure that the website, says that we've made this change. So it should be easy for our public.
And one of the reasons why we moved it here, though, was because it was the closest, most accessible space to the school board office.
It was the largest, most accessible place that we had, yes. And certainly we can make any school work. We can make any location that you want work. You just always have to balance. There's going to be somebody who's like, I want you to have it at North Jefferson because that's right here. So you're going to have to balance that out. The only thing that I would say from a support, my job, technical support to you is number one, do not move it back and forth
No.
week to week or every couple of weeks. It gets confusing and frustrating for families and for staff, especially when we do student recognitions, and you guys have seen it. We'll have 120 kids and their parents up in here, and you want to upset somebody, let their baby not be recognized because they didn't know where they were going.
Right, so if we do it for 6 months here and 6 months there, that should,
All I'm saying is that whatever you
Right.
do, the maximum amount of consistency while still giving access, and be mindful of this, setting all this up and picking it up and moving it and wiring it into a new sound system, a new light system, doing it all over again, is just a lot of work. So again, we keep as consistent as you can, as long as you still feel like you're giving an equitable degree of access, and we'll make it work.
well, giving equitable access means that the parents at Jefferson who go to a basketball game or a soccer game or a track meet, they would have an advantage of walking over to a board meeting if they wanted to. So the parents here at Washington have an advantage. If they're already here, they could come into the board meeting and then go over to the basketball game. It's just not equitable
And
as it is.
As I just said, equitable access is what you as board find as. All I'm saying is that we are more than happy to make it work, whatever you define as equitable access. I am telling you what technical support we can give and what challenges there are to overcome, and then we make.
The other piece of the pie that I would think is extremely important is that I don't want to say, yes, we're going to do that until we ask the principal at Jefferson, how many things do you have scheduled on the Monday nights that we have board meetings for now and the next 6 months, or the spring or whatever, because at the same time, no different than Washington, if they have a need for the auditorium, for me, I think they should have priority to use their auditorium on a Monday night if we had that. They've worked their schedule around that and they're used to it. But I don't want to say we're definitely going to go there for 6 months and then tell them, sorry about your luck, but you can't have your auditorium on this day, and this day. So I would,
so
I
can
would
I
like
ask you a question?
that.
So have we already made that agreement with Washington about their auditorium
Yes, because
before voting on it?
we've been here already and we've had that and they're used to that now. It's on the schedule. They know that the meetings are here.
Right, but for a
Um,
new year, we haven't voted on it yet, but they already know that we're going to use their facility. Is that
They
what I'm
anticipate
They
Plan
just
it.
anticipated it because we've
Oh,
been here
okay.
so far, but, and we've
Okay.
not made the meeting before,
Well,
but
I would,
certainly suggest if you as a board would like to consider, you, again, you're the board, you have the authority. You can state that from this date to this date for first semester, we will be in this location and we will utilize this space at this time. And then you can have a subsequent meeting at which you say, after we gather information from Jefferson High and their principal and their schedule, and say, this is something the board wants to explore, and then we bring information back to you, and you can make a different decision about second semester your board. The only thing I would say is you need to do that in sufficient time. so
Right.
you have plenty of time to get folks' heads wrapped around it.
so would we be able to check with Jefferson? Our next meeting is what, the 11th? Is that our next meeting? Or is that right?
Mhm.
So we should be able to check with Jefferson by the 11th to see, because Brandon told us that everything is on that site, that they can see everything. Everybody can see everything, right?
Well,
So
can I,
Monday, the 11th, that agenda gets posted tomorrow.
Oh,
because
okay.
You have to do this so far in advance. So once again, if what you wanted to do tonight
Uh-huh.
was simply to approve the first semester of things, because you already know that you've got that set, but you want us to explore, you've got until December, you've got 6 months for us to go through, and look at all the logistics and look and see if we would need any different equipment to plug into a different sound system. And we'll bring all of that information back to you, and then you guys can look at it again, right? We'll
Okay.
look at it before the school starts back, so that we can say,
okay, so right now, hearing all of that information, is there a motion right now to approve our meetings at Washington High School, the second and fourth Monday of the month at 6 PM?
so moved.
Thank you, Ms. Ogden. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Osborne. Any other discussion or consideration?
I would just make sure that we consider Jefferson High School as soon as possible to see if we can do the 6 months here and 6 months there. Only because, as Dr. Joy did bring forward, it just is fair to everyone. So the folks who are on that end of our county, they get to come to meetings if they can't make it here. And then also, our folks on this end of the county who can make it here at Washington High School, they get to come to meetings as well.
And
Just to
also
make
keep
it
in mind
fair.
that anybody can attend any meeting via
Well,
Zoom too. So that's.
I know, but there's
right.
people, everybody might not have a computer, everybody might not want to, always be on Zoom because they couldn't get to a meeting. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
So we just need to make sure that we give everyone a fair chance.
And I think by waiting too, we even have an opportunity
Because
to
it's about our
send some
community.
information out. Maybe they don't, if we give them Jefferson and or Washington as an option, or maybe they want Driftwood and that, or maybe they want Shepherdstown and here. Who knows, right? If we can have it anywhere, but whatever our best option is for, like you're saying, with the technological piece of that, whether it's 2 high schools because of the space of the auditoriums or whatever, also gives them a chance to get their schedules underway for knowing what things would be conflicting and what things would not, and what things we need to work around. So,
we can certainly do that research and bring that information back to the board.
Okay, so right now there's a motion on the table to set the meetings the second and fourth Monday of the month at 6 PM at Washington High School. All in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Oppose? Thank you. All right. Next, we have action on board representation on standing committees. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 committees. What I would suggest that we do, excuse me, is just go through and let everybody pick their top choice. And then we can just go through again and see what's left. Does that seem fair to everybody?
Can I ask a question about this?
Certainly.
Are these paid positions or? Or any of them paid positions?
Epic.
Epic's the only one.
We can't hear you, Mr. Osborne, your mic.
Epic and the Rumsey councils are,
Oh, the Rumsey Council is too.
yes,
Okay.
so.
And so, do you know how often, because I'm new at this, so I don't know anything about, well, just have the list, I don't know anything about the committees, but do they, like, do we have to report back? Once you go to a meeting, then you come back and you report back to the board for the
We,
meeting?
we
or-
have not done that recently, but we probably really should do that.
Okay, okay.
Just to go through them.
Yeah, for the
really
2
quickly
years
to-
I've been on the board, we've never met and discussed anything that's gone on in any of these committees.
So there's Epic, which is the cooperative with the different counties. There's the Rumsey. There's the 4-H one, which meets 3 times a year at 6:30 in September, January, and one other time a year. There's the McCormick Fund Committee. Ms. Ogden on that one, I'm not sure how often they meet.
Usually it's
times.
couple times a year, yeah,
Okay.
at Jefferson High.
There's the Jefferson County Development Authority, which meets the third Tuesday at 3 p.m. And these times I'm getting off of their website. So if they've changed it, I don't know about that. Parks and Rec, which is the third Wednesday of the month at 7 p.m. The library boards, I believe South Jefferson meets the second Tuesday at 5 p.m. Bolivar Harpers Ferry meets the first Monday at 4, excuse me, 4 p.m. And I'm not sure when Shepherdstown meets. Ms. Hodge, do you have any?
No, because
Info on that.
it's dependent upon lots of things because they're building a new library, so.
Right. And then the cultural diversity is the second Tuesday at 5 p.m. So, Mr. Osborne, you being most senior on the board, do you have a preference of which one you would choose first?
Yeah, I'd like to be on Epic again because I am the chair of that group.
Okay. Ms. Ogden, do you have?
I mean, I like the McCormick Fund. I've enjoyed doing that. So since I have a child there, I think, I would definitely be willing to continue to serve on that committee.
Okay. And I would also like to continue to serve on the Rumsey Committee. They've asked me to chair that this year, so I'd like to continue with that one. Dr. Joy, do you have a?
Yeah, those were my first 2 choices, Epic or Rumsey.
Do you have, what is your next choice?
I'd have to think about it. I didn't know it was based on seniority.
I think the only thing those 2 committees are based on thus far is the fact that they are chairs of those boards.
Um, Yeah, I'd have to think about it because those were my 2 choices. Herman, you can go
Ms.
ahead
Bratton?
if you're ready.
Ms. Bratton, do you have a choice?
I'd like to do cultural diversity.
Okay,
I've been attending those meetings and they're open to everyone. So I was just gonna go to those anyway.
right. I mean, all of these are public meetings and, anybody is welcome to attend them. I'm not sure about the McCormick Committee, but all of the other ones are public meetings. So anybody, you don't necessarily have to be the committee representation, but we do need at least one name to give all of these organizations. That's the person that's really the point person for them.
Yeah, I'm not sure that you have all the information correct because the cultural diversity, they meet on Thursdays, not Tuesdays. So I'm afraid to choose something if you don't have the information accurate. Like, I know I couldn't go 3 p.m. on Tuesdays to the JCDA. So.
The other evening one is Parks and Rec at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, the third
Right.
Wednesday of the month.
Yeah, I have a class on Wednesdays at 7. So,
Dr. Joy, if you want to do cultural diversity, I can do the Parks and Rec board.
well, we can both. Either one is fine.
Okay,
Do you want to do that? You do
Yeah.
cultural
Yeah,
diversity
that's
and
fine.
I'll do
Ms.
that.
Bratton, you do Parks and Rec?
That's fine.
Okay.
So don't you need names for these other committees then?
Right, so what we have left are the 4-H Extension Service, the Development Authority, and the Library Board.
Yeah.
I'll be glad to do 4-H.
All right, thank you, Mr. Osborne. So we have the Development Authority and the Library Board. Ms. Ogden, would you like to take on either one of those since your committee only meets twice a year? No pressure.
No pressure. JCBA is
3 o'clock on the third Tuesday is what their website says.
if that is a Zoom possibility, then I can do that. Otherwise, I can't do that. I'm working till 5. I could share the library board to be able to meet all those meetings if somebody wants to share a couple of those. Carmen, do you want to do that with me?
I'm sorry.
The library
library.
board or the JCBA, if you want to share, like, because we have obviously multiple different libraries and meetings just to,
Yeah, and what time,
Do
I'm
that.
sorry, what time are their meetings and what days?
According to the website, the Development Authority is the third Tuesday at 3 p.m. The
Okay.
South Jefferson Library is the second Tuesday at 5 p.m. The Bolivar Harper's Ferry is the first Monday at 4 p.m. And Shepherdstown does not have their information. They're in the middle of moving.
Okay, well, that conflicts with my employment, so I won't be able to do that early.
I'm in the same boat. I mean, in the past, they have been very helpful when we were trying to work with them, you know, with the levy. The libraries are part of the levy. So they're very helpful with at least trying to get together with us outside of those hours
Mhm.
or have phone conversations to share what their needs may be or things of that nature. So,
If it could be like
It's-
after 5, then I'm fine with it, but I
Right.
can't do anything.
I'm with you,
until
I hear
5
you.
o'clock in the evening, After 5.
I could probably take one of the libraries if that would help.
That would probably help me, or we can divide them up and then just do it through phone and just contact information that way. Would that be good? If it's not good enough for them or they want somebody to attend, then we can, you know, work on trying to get someone there. But
How about if I put you down as the point person for the library and then we'll work on covering it
okay,
together.
between the three of us, that sounds good. Yeah.
Okay, and then we have the Development Authority left.
Carmen and Kathy and I all three share the library.
That's the one you said meets at 3, right?
At 3 o'clock.
No, Carmen and Kathy
on the
and I
third
all three share
Tuesday.
the libraries. I'll be the point person and then we'll share. Mhm. Yeah.
Development Authority going once, going twice. All right.
You can put my name down, but my concern is this is 3 in the afternoon and it'll be just difficult with work to get there at 3, but it's, it just sounds like there's no requirements for us to report anything. We're just kind of, I don't know what is the requirement, you know?
The requirements are to attend and we really should be reporting. So I think we should work that into one of our board meetings where we give little blip reports on what's going on. So everybody knows what's going
But
on.
we're, we don't get to really speak at the board meetings.
It'll be on the agenda
Well, I was
for
gonna
committee
say, can't
updates.
we ask for it to be on the agenda?
Right, it
For
will
to be
have,
on the agenda.
I think we should have a section for committee updates and that's where we would give reports on what's going on in the different.
Yeah, I
committees.
think
So
that
can I
board
make a
members
motion?
should get a chance to speak at board meetings regularly. I think that should be added too. I mean, while we're at it?
Well, right now we need to focus on this because this is what we need to get done. The Jefferson County Development Authority, if you don't think you can make the meetings, I don't think it's, valuable to put your name on the committee.
Do they have their meetings? I'm just asking because I know I can't do it, but do they have them online? Like, do they have
Honestly, I
videos
don't
in
know.
there? Okay.
I
Because that
don't
might
know.
make it easier for someone. That's what I was asking.
All right, how about if I take it for now, and then if we find out that it is, something online that somebody else can help with, we'll revisit it. Does that work?
Okay.
All right, so right now we've got Epic covered by Mr. Osborne, Rumsey, Skinner, the 4-H, Osborne, McCormick Fund, Ogden, Development Authority, Skinner, Parks and Rec, Bratton, Library Board, Ogden, Cultural Diversity, Joy. Is that what everybody else heard?
Yeah.
All right, is there a motion to approve those committee representatives?
I make a motion to approve the committee representative.
Thank you, Ms. Bratton. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Osborne. All in favor of those committee representatives, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you very much.
I would like to make a motion for us to add,
It's not on the agenda, so we can't.
well, can I make a motion that we add it to the next agenda so that we can have reports for our committees?
We can't make any motions that aren't on the agenda this evening. So right
Oh.
now, we've gone through it, the entire agenda. So the next thing on the agenda is
Oh,
to
I'm
adjourn
sorry,
the
because in
meeting.
orientation, they said you could make a motion to have something added to the agenda, so I guess we do it different. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay.
All right. 7:37, meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Okay. So do we do that first?